Hello and welcome to the Analytical Podcast with Vartika. The topic for today's discussion is something which is not at all a topic of discussion in India. Yes, I'm talking about sex education. And seeking the current scenario and what all is happening around us, I'm going to talk about India is in urgent need of sex education to be implemented in each and every school. Just because sex education is still a hush hush topic in India, rape is the fourth most common crime against women in our country. Not only women, a survey conducted on adult men in India showed that one out of every five male is raped or molested at least once in their lifetime. If sex education had been there right from the schooling, the nation would not have been in such a bad situation. Now the question arises, what is the human psychology which tends to make a person rapist? Since not every person in this society is toxic. Let's talk to Ayushi Shah, who is a psychotherapist and co-founder of ListenWorks, which is a mental health organization in Mumbai.
Sexual offenders need control and power with them. If they do not receive this thing from the society, they feel insecure and less powerful, and this somehow questions their manhood. So this triggers them. So in order to prove themselves to others about the manhood thing, they actually need the control over something or someone. So they many times turn their victims into the sexual object or treat them like a sex toy. Also, many times they're living in their own fantasy world where they act impulsively because they have lowered their inhibitions, and this gets aggravated if they are heavy drinkers. They also develop the hostile attitude towards the women. During the childhood, they have observed people around them, how they treat women in general. They learn this behavior and they repeat the same behavior as an adult. The behavior is just to humiliate and degrade the women in general. There is no sexual pleasure in the act at all. Also, many times it has been there are few theories which suggest that rapists do have a childhood trauma which are physical, sexual and emotional in nature, and they portray the same behavior to their victims in the adulthood. So this is one of the theories, and also theories suggest that most of them have mental health illness, but I would say many of the offenders do not have any mental health illness. The way we can prevent this is by psycho-educating the society, psycho-educating the children, adults and adolescents in school, college, workplace, in rural, urban areas through programs, campaigns and everything. The highlight should be put on the consent. The consent, we have to respect the consent of the person. So this is the sex education we need to highlight. Also, sex education gives the chance to adults, younger adults and children to understand the things which are facts, rather than they learn from the society and model the behavior. They know the fact, they can make the choice based on the rationality. That's the important thing, that we in this way we can create more empathy in the society and give some space to people to speak about it and break the taboo. Also, we need to teach our children the importance of equality and equal rights between the men and women and respecting each other.
Gender equality, consent, gender identity, sexual problems and awareness about sexual abuse are some of the many points which comes under the subject of sex education. India released its new national education policy which got updated after more than 3 decades. Yet, the word sex education was still not mentioned anywhere. Though the government has totally restrained themselves to implement laws and to spread the awareness about sex education, there are some organizations which are doing the job on their end. Let's hear Mr. Sagar Sachdev, who is a program coordinator at YP Foundation, which supports and develops youth leadership to advance rights of young women, girls and other marginalized youth.
Hi, I'm Sagar from the YP Foundation. We believe that sex education is a very core part of every young person's learning, and what we do at TYPF is to work with young people and build leadership among young people to campaign for and implement a comprehensive sexuality education curriculum in the respective communities that they come from across various states. What we do in this curriculum is not just talk about anatomy and the changes that young people go through in their bodies, but also talk about many socio-political factors that affect young people's choices, that also inform many things in their lives around sex and sexuality and discrimination and their rights. So what we really try to do is build a rights-based affirmative conversation with young people, where they have access to different topics like gender, consent, masculinities, gender-based violence, healthy and unhealthy relationships, and so on. And in doing so, we try to impart important skills like effective communication, negotiation, and critical thinking, and also really create a space where young people also have the chance to also reflect on the kind of discrimination that they might be facing and the different intersections of identities that they themselves also occupy. So beyond this, we also try to work with service providers of sexual and reproductive health services, and also government stakeholders, so that we can make sure that their capacities are also increased to provide adolescent and youth friendly services to young people.
Organizations like YP Foundation are doing great from their end by spreading the word about sex education, but there's a whole lot of society where people, instead of speaking up and supporting, question and blame the victim. Yes, this is what is happening in the recent Hathras rape case. To know more about the same, let me take you all to Niharika Varshni, who's a resident of Hathras.
So I was never openly taught about the sex education in my school, or nor even my parents told me. While making this video also, I have to look around my surroundings, that my parents are not near to me, otherwise this will get awkward if they heard that. So basically I belong from Hathras, where this rape case took place of Varisha Valmiki, which got too much of outrage on social media. But I reside here and I see that every people is neglecting that this rape case. In fact, my own parents, they are saying it doesn't matter to you. You should not much indulge in this matter because it doesn't happen with you or me or in our family. In fact, people are blaming that girl that she had an affair with a boy, and sometime back girl's family had an argument with the boy, and now in the revenge that boy did a rape.
Well, if these people were given sex education right in their childhood, they would have known the meaning of consent and would have thought several times before blaming and shaming the victim. According to an article, over 100 children, both boys and girls, are sexually abused every day in India. And the number will only increase if the laws aren't made. Till then, let's make sure to speak up from our end if something wrong happens around us and help the victim to fight against their trauma. That's all in this podcast with Vartika. Thank you and stay safe.